My name is Varnessa Varlyngton, a 14-year-old indigenous climate action advocate and environmentalist from Rivers State, Nigeria. I champion the UN SDG Goal 13 climate action as well as life on land and life below water through my organization Egalitarianism for Earth. My change-making journey started after a simple class, and since then I've had this dream to build a utopia whereby the air is clean, water is safe to drink, wildlife is thriving, temperature is perfect, and a land that is healthy. Where I come from, being Port Harcourt, is known as the Garden City of Nigeria. But after that class in grade 3 on pollution and in grade 4 on deforestation, I realized that this title was an irony as deforestation occurred at a very high rate. Subsequently, I began to feel and witness the impact of climate change around many communities. This included severe heat waves that affected children's health and learning environments. Many communities also suffered from health problems and breathing problems as well as water pollution due to the soot crisis that was caused by illegal bunkering of crude oil and oil exploitation. There was hardly any investment in things that promoted environmental well-being and health. But the worst part of all this is that despite the problems being evident, there was still a huge gap between climate action and its education. Therefore, I believe that nature has been kind to us, so we should reciprocate that love. I started Egalitarianism for Earth. As the name implies, equality of all beings. Egalitarianism for Earth is an international civic tech organization that is aimed at tackling environmental degradation and climate change through empowerment, gamified climate education, and wonderful eco-initiatives that help amplify the voices of marginalized communities, uplift underrepresented groups in the climate space, and build climate-resilient lifestyles that foster change and green development. One of our major impacts that we have seen is that climate discussions are becoming very prominent, especially among young children. When we first started, access to gamified resources were very rare, and opportunities for kids as young as 6 were very limited, or there were none for them. So this was something that changed a lot, and many people started to involve children in matters pertaining to sustainability. We were also able to make resources like the Kids Climate Library more accessible for these children to know more about climate change and also to eradicate this climate illiteracy. We have also been able to drive policy changes at national levels, whereby we participated at the UN Voluntary National Reviews and also started a petition to demand for climate education in the school curriculum. Apart from this, we've been able to involve over 70 youth in Egalitarianism for Earth, reached over 30,000 people, and impacted the lives of 250 students in Rivers State. Throughout my change-making journey, I have learned a lot of lessons, exercised a lot of creativity, and thought about a lot of innovative solutions. And something that I would love to do differently is making sure that Children for Climate Initiative and Egalitarianism for Earth embodies Ashoka's mission to make everyone a change maker. And this is something that we're planning to add to our future goals. I plan to explore other sectors like climate governance, green financing, and more to make sure that the impact that we are creating goes beyond just climate education and children involvement. Being a change maker means to see a problem and not leave that problem unsolved. Even if many people around you don't care about tackling that problem, once you notice it, make sure to tackle it. That's what makes you a change maker. Youth-led climate initiatives, especially in Rivers State, are very rare. And so we faced a lot of challenges, especially when we're talking about mobilization and education. One of the major challenges we faced was tackling these stereotypes. Many people had a lot of negative opinions in terms of climate change and lifestyle. And on one of my advocacy journeys, I told a child that plastic was able to terminate the life below the ocean. And he said, if all the fishes die, we have cows to eat. This struck me deeply. And apart from that, tackling stereotypes, one of the major problems we faced was partnerships with different schools, as many of them had strict policies, strict regulations and all that. But we were able to overcome this through proper collaboration. And one way we tackled stereotypes was, instead of getting angry easily or just giving up, we made sure to understand the other person's perspective and background. And we also did our best to make sure that the person understands even in the simplest ways. There are many young people out there who want to make a difference, but making that difference may seem very hard to them, especially when no one is supporting them. But my advice is that you're free to start alone, but never to end alone. This is to say that when you see a problem, even if no one supports you, make sure that you raise awareness about that problem and find ways you can actually tackle that problem. I believe that it's important for everyone to be a change maker, especially as the UN SDG goals cannot be achieved alone. One voice is able to bring attention to a particular problem, but it's not able to solve that problem alone.